Warning! The opinions on this podcast are of the hosts and guests only, and may contain childish humor. Listen at your own discretion. And now, please adjust your headphone volumes to an unreasonable level and prepare to enjoy the most dynamic and electrifying podcast that cyberspace has encountered.
Hello, everyone, and happy Friday, and welcome back to another episode of Sports Bliss
with Rob
and Kris. How are you guys doing? I feel like it's been forever since we recorded. Has it?
No, it's just been a couple of days.
You know the drill. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and leave us a review? It's free and takes literally 30 seconds, if not less. And you can always stay in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram, all at Sports Bliss with Rob and Kris. What do we got on the show notes today?
Football, baby. Football. All about football.
I love it. I love it. I have one unfortunate news that I want to share.
Oh, tell us.
Before we get started.
Okay. Antonio
Brown was put on the COVID list on the 23rd. So he's going to be out of action this weekend.
Do they know that for sure? They said for sure he's out. If he were vaccinated and he's on it, then he's only out 5 days. So I don't know.
We don't know if he's vaccinated or not. They just said they put him on the COVID list on the 23rd.
Yeah, so we don't know. We're assuming he's going to be out. So those of you in the fantasy world, if you hold Gronk, you better play him.
Don't quote him because he's always wrong on fantasy.
All right, let's jump into some college football first. We'll do some college football, then we're going to jump into the NFL afterwards.
Okay.
I just took a couple of look at some games we can go over, talk about some storylines along the way. The first game that I was really interested in is Notre Dame, who is now ranked number 12th, versus Wisconsin, number 18th. And I'm interested in this game because I want to see if Notre Dame are fakers or not, right? Because they're 3-0. But they really haven't beat anyone.
I mean, come on. We all know. We all know the truth.
They struggled against FSU, which we all know.
We know the truth. I don't think, it's going to be sooner or later. They're going to expose themselves for the lame team that they are.
Yeah, so Wisconsin is actually a favorite in this. They're 6.5-point favorite.
Well, I'm going Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin's going to win. And my nomination for the blowout of the week is Georgia, who's ranked number 2, against Vandy.
Okay, so to add on to that.
Yeah.
Why is everybody saying that Georgia has the best defense in the country?
They've said it. They've been saying it. They said it before the season started.
Yeah, but what gives them... I want to see the receipts. What gives them the receipts? What gives them the right to say something like that?
They really just base it off of partially last year, and they base it off of the recruits that are coming in. And they've done well. They held Clemson. They do it based on yardage and points per game.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, that's the way they do it.
Oh my gosh, they held Clemson. Clemson is terrible.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Clemson is terrible.
But yeah.
You know who has the best defense in the country? Florida. If we could hold Alabama's offense like we did, we deserve that title, not Georgia.
You guys played them pretty well, but statistically, Georgia is right now. Just like Clemson still has a top-ranked defense, and that's really sad. They haven't played anybody. So the point spread in this game is 35. So the question is...
What?
Yeah, because Georgia's going to win, but do they cover or not? Do they win by more than 35?
No, absolutely not. I think I'm not even going to project them to win. They're going to lose this game.
Spoken like a true Gator fan.
Okay, let's just say if they win this game.
If they win, yes.
If they win, hypothetically. They will win by 3 points.
I say they win.
Yeah, I said it. Come for me.
Yeah, I say they win, but I don't think they're going to get the 35. I don't think they cover as bad as
Absolutely
Vandy is.
not. No
and
way.
They've had a lot of offensive issues. They kind of got it together after JT Daniels was out for Georgia, but I don't know. I just don't have a lot of confidence in this Georgia team.
Georgia
offensively
are
wise.
a bunch of phonies.
So we'll see, but their schedule is going to start toughening up maybe a little bit. They still, I think their biggest challenge is going to be you guys, the Gators. So we'll see. Third game of the week, and I think this one's going to be a good game. I actually kind of want to watch this one. Texas A&M, who's ranked number 7 right now, versus Arkansas, number 16.
Okay.
I think that's actually going to be a good game because
Yeah,
they
that should
both
be
have good defenses. Kind of the storyline of this is Texas A&M's starting quarterback is now out. He was out the week before, and this kid, Zach Calzada, came in. He played really well. It was against New Mexico State. So it's kind of hard to tell when he gets up against a legit defense. But they're going to need Isaiah Spiller to play really well. The line in this game is the Texas A&M Aggies, from your story with the bonfire, are favored by 5 points. They say at Arkansas, but I think it's really at Jerry's World at the Cowboys Stadium. So it's a neutral site game.
Okay.
So I'm going to say I still think Texas A&M in this one.
I got Texas A&M.
I got them in this one. The next game, another faker game, Clemson versus North Carolina State. Because North Carolina State started out hot. They dropped a game, but Clemson has really, really struggled on offense. When I was reading about this game, they were talking about how this new quarterback, the one that he filled in for Trevor Lawrence last year against Notre Dame and played really well.
I don't remember that.
But this year, that was the game they
lost. I
lost.
don't watch any Clemson games.
That was in the game. That was in the game they went into overtime against Notre Dame.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
lost. Remember, and everybody's like, "Well, they lost because they didn't have Trevor Lawrence."
Okay, so what's
which
the
was probably
excuse
true.
now?
Which
What's
is
the
probably
excuse?
true.
What is the excuse now?
But they've looked pretty pathetic on offense.
They are pathetic.
Really bad.
They were pathetic with Trevor Lawrence, and they'll be more pathetic without him.
So Dabo's got to earn his money this week, or Clemson's going to be in big trouble. Because North Carolina State came out pretty good. Remember, they blew out USF. They blew out someone else, and then they struggled against, I think, Georgia, and they lost. But it wasn't like a big loss. We'll see this weekend. I'm interested in this game. Clemson is a 10-point favorite in this game.
That's it?
Yeah. I think they win, but I think they don't win by very much. I don't think they win by... they win by less than 10.
I got North Carolina.
I really want to go with that. I want to go with that too. I'm going to change. My heart tells me to go with Clemson. My brain is telling me to go.
Your heart is with Clemson? Who are you?
No. I meant my heart tells me to go with a Clemson loss.
Nice.
A Clemson loss.
Nice cover up.
All right. Now here's your... the next game on the list. USF versus BYU. Who cares? It'll be another blowout.
For real, who
It'll
really
be another
cares?
blowout.
All the USF games nobody cares about.
Yeah, it's going to be another blowout. And they have to travel all the way to Utah for this, so it's going to be even a longer plane ride home for them. Next game, Louisville versus FSU. FSU is a 1-point favorite, they said.
No way. There's
Yeah.
no way. Louisville beat you guys. They're definitely crushing FSU.
They're going to crush FSU.
I mean,
this quarterback's going to run all over them. They're going to pass all over them.
I have to say, I think it's actually very comical that so many people are actually giving the benefit of the doubt to FSU.
I know.
Given their track record, given everything that's been happening with them. Why would I don't understand what's their train of thought by that?
I don't think they have enough offense to even keep up with Louisville.
No.
And Louisville's defense is better than people think.
It is going to be a blowout. It's going to be like 40-0.
Yeah, I think people are skewed because they think about that Ole Miss game. Ole Miss is really good this year.
Yeah, they're really good.
And they blew them out in the first half, and then Louisville kind of adjusted, and they played much better against them. So I think they're kind of getting a bad rap, Louisville. Because I watched the game. They look pretty good. I think poor FSU, lock them down for another loss. That's money in the bank right there. And for the game of the weekend.
My game.
Did I mention? I wish all of you could have seen that. Did I mention we're starting our YouTube channel? Did we tell them? We didn't tell them. We're starting a YouTube channel, and you guys would have loved to seen this on YouTube because she dances during this.
I can't.
Frances.
I can't. It just comes naturally.
Yeah. So if you want to see how crazy we are in this, actually, the behind the scenes, you need to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. We're going to start putting these on YouTube soon. So you'll be able to see our lovely little faces.
Getting back to the game.
Okay, getting back to the game.
The Gators are going to stomp all over Tennessee like nothing. Like nothing.
Okay, Josh Heupell and the Tennessee Volunteers.
Josh Heupell is probably not going to make it to the game.
They are coming in to the swamp.
Because he's going to be so scared.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, oh my gosh, I bet you there's going to be a ton of Central Florida fans.
No, he would say that place. That place. He won't say our name.
He calls it Voldemort.
He won't say UCF or anything. He knows to say UCF. He won't say it. He says that place I was at before.
Do you get it why I called it Voldemort?
Yeah, that you do not say the name.
We do not speak up that name.
So you guys are an 18.5-point favorite.
Oh my gosh, that's actually very rude. I would say we're like a 25-point favorite.
I think just on defense, you guys are gonna.
This is gonna be a great game.
I think you guys are gonna hold them because they're not having very good quarterback play at all, and so.
What else is new for Tennessee?
Yeah.
This has been the vibe for like 5+ years.
I don't think Josh Heupell, when he was looking at the schedule, said this is going to be a win. So I don't think he's counting on this. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. One other college news I wanted to bring up with you.
Okay.
I want to get your feeling on this. So our buddy Lane Kiffin, he is the coach of Ole Miss, of course. He was at FAU before. He's been at a bunch of places, Tennessee, USC. He's always kind of been controversial on social media and on his like takes on things. I don't know if you remember, Tosh used to do a little shtick on him, and like he would pretend he was Lane Kiffin and do things. But anyway, he did a little bit on that. So Lane Kiffin made some news because he went on Instagram and created a new account for himself.
What was wrong with the old account? No,
and this is what he did. He quickly got 11,000 followers, like almost immediately, but he's only following one person. The one person he is following?
Himself?
No. That would have been good.
From his other account?
He follows his other account, his burner account. No, he followed the #1 rated quarterback in the country in high school, Arch Manning. That's the only kid he's following.
Is he trying to say he's going?
That's who he's trying to recruit. Everybody's trying to recruit him. Like everybody's trying to recruit him. And so a lot of people think he's doing this as a recruiting ploy to try to get him. Do you like this strategy or do you not like this strategy?
Do you think this kid cares? I don't think this kid cares.
I don't think this kid cares. I think you could talk about NIL to this kid. You could talk about everything. He's like the next kind of big deal that they're projecting out to be like a #1 pick in like 3 or 4 years.
Like, like Brock Lesnar. The next big thing. I don't know how I feel about this.
It's kind of weird, right? But at least he's being creative about it.
Why are they blowing this kid's head up?
Well, forget about that. That's just the way it happens, babe. I mean, that's the way it happens.
No, that's my problem with it.
No, but that happens in recruiting.
Because you get the Trevor Lawrences that think that they're so good. And look now, you haven't won a single NFL game. And you never will until you're cut. Bye.
We'll get more into that situation later.
Listen, a lot of people have been saying I've been coming for him like super hard.
You do.
But like,
But you have been for the last 3 years. I mean, it's nothing
it's not
new.
anything new.
You get to
right?
where you don't like players and you just like rag on them. That's you. I accept it and love it.
The hate will never go away.
Yeah.
I don't know what he could do.
Just like you don't like my team.
I don't
It's
know
okay.
what he could do to make me like not think this think this way.
I don't even think if he went, because you like the Jaguars. It's not like he's on a team
Jags,
that you don't like.
The Jags are my team.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that he's on my team, like I've kind of accepted he's on the team, right?
Okay.
I feel like I'm not so angry about it because when Minshew was there, I was like, no, Minshew is the guy, and then he got traded.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm forced to deal with the situation that is in my lap right now. So I accept that he is the quarterback, but I still don't like it.
No, I hear
So
you.
does that mean I accept it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm torn.
you're kind of accepting it. It was kind of like me with Jameis Winston at the Bucs. I accepted it for a long time, and then he started doing that foolishness off the field, and I finally was like, I can't take it. I'm boycotting the Bucs until he's gone. And luckily, they made the right move and didn't re-sign him, and were able to bring in Brady.
Okay, let's move on to NFL. But before we get into it, let's hear some fantasy football tips. Are you tired of losing your fantasy league? Picking the wrong defense? Missing out on that hidden gem that could put your team over the top? Then sit back and listen to the Sports Bliss Fantasy Blitz.
Hey, how is everybody? I'm Chris Robin, a.k.a. at Detroit Beastie, here with your Week 3 DFS Minute. Let's go right to the New York Jets. Daniel Jones playing the 28th ranked Atlanta Falcons. He's only $4,700 on DraftKings, $7,400 on FanDuel. Let's go to Saquon Barkley, the cheapest you'll ever get him in DFS formats. $6,000 on FanDuel, $6,500 on DraftKings. And let's complete that triple-headed monster stack. Kenny Golladay, $5,600 on FanDuel, $5,600 on DraftKings. And you want to get really wild? Let's stack it with Kyle Rudolph. Only $4,500 on FanDuel, $3,000 on DraftKings. So make sure you get New York Giants and Evis Vegas Raiders. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you next week.
That has been this week's Sports Bliss Fantasy Blitz. I've got 2 words for you.
Tell me.
Aaron Rodgers.
So that's how you want to start out the NFL talk.
Listen, I got to talk about this dude because he's really bothering me. Like Trevor Lawrence, you can take the seat now because I'm done with you. Aaron Rodgers, you're in the hot seat right now.
So do you want me to play you a quick clip from the Pat McAfee show?
Please.
And then we can talk about it
Yes,
because I know
please
that's where you're
do.
going, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I tell you, it's a combination of both. I mean, on one hand, it's absolute to give a platform to people who have no idea what they're talking about as far as my mental state and, my focus, my work habits, people that have not been around me, are not in my life, I don't have communication with them, or not in the locker room. I mean, that's just it's it's so ridiculous that people get a platform to do this, and it's the same type of people. On the flip side of that, I think in this day and age of media, the things that get the most, it's all about clicks, right, and hits and views, and 1 second counts as a view. So the actually opinions that are garnering the most attention are the most outlandish. So it's not even overreaction Monday or Tuesday anymore. It's overreaction every time a microphone's in your face. Every time you have a single shot in the camera and you get to talk to camera. Every time you're on a panel, it's who can say the most outlandish things, because that's going to give you the most hits. That's the media we live in. That's fine.
All I got to say is, what the seriously, what the who does he think he is? Like, bruh, you have been out and been worried about getting traded, and then now all of a sudden you can't play anything, and now you're blaming it on other people because they're actually speaking the truth.
This has been a meltdown moment with Kristie. Please stand by as we return with Sports Bliss with Rob and Kris.
Do you feel better now?
Yes. I just had to get that off my chest because listen, who does he think he is?
So let's go back and look at it for a second, okay? Now that you've gotten that out, you're a little more relaxed. Maybe
Not really.
Maybe a little more level-headed.
I'm about to go off again.
I know.
So I gotta calm down.
Yeah, take a couple of deep breaths. Count to like 1,000. If you go back and listen to what he says, he's not totally wrong that like media, quote unquote media, is more entertainment now, right? Is essentially what he's saying. And he's saying it's about the clicks and the views. Like with Stephen A, we talk about this and
yeah, but why is he, if he knows that is the nature of it, then why is he letting it bother him?
Well, he's trying to say it doesn't bother him. But
clearly it does.
It totally does. You know, he's like, oh, they don't report when I say, listen, everything's okay, relax, we're going to be fine. He's like, they have to take these things of, I'm not prepared because I did Jeopardy. Well, that has nothing to do with it. No one was around me, which is true. And I'm not with him. I don't know him, but I can look at things and say, hey, buddy, you know, you're complaining about all these people with platforms judging you or reporting on you. And you have that same platform because of your stardom. Well, when you're a star, you get critiqued and you get evaluated when you're in the spotlight.
No, the problem is he is not performing and he knows it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to get, his ego is hurt right now because people are actually saying the truth and he can't handle the truth. So, pal, I don't know what to tell you. It ain't going to get any better. In fact, it's going to get worse because you said that.
Well,
don't you think that that's adding more fuel to the fire? If you're saying, listen, this stuff is like, oh, it's not bothering me, but I'm just going to talk about it and I'm just going to dismantle everybody that has this platform and they're just saying everything for clickbait. Well, don't you think this interview is clickbait too?
Yeah, I mean, totally. I mean, that's Pat McAfee. I love him to death. I love his show. It's so entertaining, but that's on there for clicks, and that's like, the reason there's all these YouTube videos of it.
This interview was like number one.
Oh, it's great.
Like when you, I don't know, NFL news, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere. And it was trending the whole summer because he actually loves the attention. He just doesn't want to be critiqued. And the problem is, listen, you have a bad game, you have a bad game. You got to take the good with the bad. And, you know, listen, people are going to make judgments on you. That's not on you. I mean, everybody can't be in a locker room. It's not the 1980s anymore. Mm-hmm. There's the internet. There's access to everything. We can watch the coaches' press conferences. We can watch the players' press conferences. We can see everything as fans, you know? And so we can make our own opinion. You may not agree with it. It may not even be right, but I can state my opinion.
But why is his opinion the only one that matters? Because basically he's saying he's discrediting everybody except himself, and he's the only one that's allowed to say anything. Like, nobody else can say anything.
Because that's his personality. He's always been like that.
But the problem is he's not prepared for this season. That is the truth. That is the hard truth, and he can't accept that because he's like, no, I'm perfect. I don't need to prepare. I'm good.
Well, you better hope he has a good game against the 49ers or this story's going to blow up even more, right? Because they go out and play the 49ers and they're good. So,
which brings me to this article that I came across.
Uh-oh.
Matt LaFleur.
Okay.
That reminds me of Dodgeball. Right? Wasn't that his name?
I love Dodgeball. I think so. I think that was his
first name.
I don't remember.
Peter LaFleur?
Peter LaFleur, yeah.
Basically, he says there's no ill will towards Kyle Shanahan after 49ers offseason interest in Aaron Rodgers. Why would listen, it is what it is.
Yeah, but that may be taken out of context. Someone may have asked him that question. What is he supposed to say? If someone asks you that question, they go, do you have any ill will towards Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers?
Business is business.
Because they were ready to trade him
if
they would have gotten what they needed. I mean, you know, you don't want to lose Aaron Rodgers, but this isn't breaking news. He's not going to be with the Packers next year. He's gone, even though he has a year left. It's done. They'll be able to trade because the cap is more friendly now, more forgiving. And you can tell Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be there. I mean, he wants to play well. He wants to win, but I don't even think he cares if they lose. Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's
what
what I'm saying. So then why is he taking all of these critiques and all this stuff from the internet people are saying to heart? If he genuinely doesn't care, he'd be like, listen, I understand what you're saying, but my heart's just not in it.
Yeah, but it's like the person that says, this person's being mean to me and I don't care, and they just laugh or whatever, you know what I mean? And
What
you
are
know
we in
that
fifth
really,
grade?
you know it really bothers them.
Are we in 5th grade again? He's acting like an elementary school.
Well, Urban Meyer said something like this last week. He was talking about how like 6 or 7 years ago, someone wrote something and it was so horrible that he won't read anything about himself anymore, that only his wife brings stuff to him, but he doesn't look at anything. And a lot of rumors are is that it was Mike Bianchi from here when he was, because they hate each other, right? He covered the Gators for years.
Yeah.
And Urban hates him. And he asked him some question about when UCF was playing Ohio State. And he's like, do you think a lot of Gator fans will be rooting for UCF the way you left UF and took the job at Ohio State? And he got really mad and he was like, I didn't leave UF for another school.
Yes, he did. He
left
faked a heart attack. Are you kidding me?
No, but that's not the way Urban remembers it. Urban remembers that he left because he had health issues to spend time with his family.
Yeah,
and then 6 months later, he took a job.
Delusion.
Yeah, so.
Delusion.
But
at
these
its
guys
finest.
believe what they want to believe, and they don't want to hear anything negative.
Speaking of, okay, listen. I'm just going to say it. This commercial that's going around with Aaron Rodgers, like, is he okay?
Well, I think that's what people are saying. And he's like, people are judging me on my mental status and these things. They don't know me. They're not around me. So I don't know.
Okay, but what he's doing is very concerning.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not in his character. He's done commercials before. Okay? This is nothing new. But I feel like this commercial that he has done, the one when he's like playing the guitar or whatever.
Yeah. With the beanie and all, yeah.
I don't know.
He's trying to be funny and he's trying to be like
that. Maybe that's a problem.
Whatever.
He's not funny.
Yeah, he's not funny. All right, let's start talking about some games.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the Urban Meyer news before the Jags Cardinals discussion?
Sure.
Okay, so this is from Vic Fangio. He's the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
And this is from his press conference, and he mentioned something about Urban Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just our third game. It's the next game. Favorites or lines don't mean anything to us. This is the NFL. I don't know Urban Meyer at all, really. I met him the other day, shook his hand before the game and after the game. And his comment to me was every week it's like playing Alabama in the NFL. And that's it. Everybody's capable of beating everybody in this league.
So
he's not wrong.
So after the Broncos beat the Jags, he tells the Broncos coach, it's like playing Alabama every week. Well, what did he expect? You're not going to have a lot more talent than everybody else.
Do you know
what I'm saying? Like, newsflash.
He's such an idiot. Like, he is legit an idiot because he thinks, I'm about to go off again. He thinks he's got this 5-star recruit with pretty blonde hair is going to come in and be the knight in shining armor and save the day. Well, honey, it takes more than that.
Well, in newsflash, he might have been great in college, and he may one day be great in the NFL, but there are a lot of other quarterbacks that are better than him today.
Absolutely.
Like, a lot of quarterbacks,
Absolutely.
I mean, so it's like
even the bad teams in the NFL are still very, very talented.
No, totally. Like the Jaguars, as bad as they are, they could still win games. I mean,
Sure.
But
Not with Trevor.
Well,
with Minshew, yes.
Well, I think part of it is the coaching. They're not helping him out. They're not running the ball a lot. They're not giving him support to make the game easier for him.
So whose fault is it?
Well, this is part of the problem. So a kid is drafted number 1.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, even a guy that was taken this high would be sitting on the bench years ago. And they would be sitting behind a veteran quarterback and learning how to prepare, learning and put in the game at certain spots or this and having a lot of practice time.
Okay.
And then inserted maybe year 2, like they did with Patrick Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now if you're drafted that high, you're being paid a lot of money. There's a salary cap. You got to play that guy. And you got to give him the reps. You got to let him learn. But that's also how you ruin a quarterback that is very talented. There's been a long list of this where they put good quarterbacks in and they're put in too early in bad teams, and it destroys them. It destroys their confidence. Look at Sam Darnold. He was terrible with the Jets, and he never got it together. But he's played 2 really good games with the Panthers because they know how to handle him. He's more mature. They're giving him support on defense. They're running the ball. All these sort of things, but
Joe Burrow didn't have a problem.
Blake Bortles had a very hard time because he wasn't ready to play yet. But he's a talented NFL quarterback. Not that he's great, but he's stuck around the league a long time.
So you're saying
But he didn't have help from the Jags.
You're saying the Jags system is not helpful to the quarterbacks.
It may not be. It may not be. You could shake a kid's confidence and then they never get it back. I think that's kind of what's happening with Tua. With the
Tua
Dolphins.
is a totally different story.
Well, I mean, we'll get in that discussion too, but let's get back to the game.
Okay.
Jags are a 7.5 point underdog against the Cardinals.
Oh.
Yeah, the Cardinals are balling out. I have the Cardinals all day with the 7.5. They're going to beat them by more than that.
I mean, so wait, you're saying the Jags are going to lose?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, they're the
way
underdog.
You said, okay. Yeah, Jags are going to lose for sure.
Yeah. All right. I've said enough about this. We talked enough about Urban Meyer and Trevor. People were getting really upset at us this week about that. Okay, let's move on to the next game.
Okay.
Dolphins versus Raiders. The Raiders are a 4-point favorite. Tua is out officially.
Oh, yeah, with the broken ribs,
They officially said
right?
he had broken ribs. They don't know how long, but usually broken ribs, that's tricky.
No, I'd imagine he's going to be out the rest of the year.
Well, at least 8 weeks.
The only reason I say the rest of the year because, okay, it's going to be 6 weeks for the bones to heal, right? But it's all about pain management, too, because you're breathing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he'll be back because I would say 8 weeks. And you still have...
Well, and if you run the risk of getting sacked again, you could re-injure them.
Well, you could, but if you wait 8 weeks, it should be healed. And then...
Well, they're not going to be in the playoffs, so...
No, so that would be the 10th week of the season, and you have 8 more weeks of the season. So that's a long ways to go.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So Jacoby Brissett is in at quarterback for him. And Flores, the coach... when asked about it, he was like, oh, this isn't an ideal situation. So does that mean he's not confident in Jacoby Brissett?
Clearly, right?
But why sign him as the backup? This is what I never understand in the NFL. If you don't like your backup, why are you signing them as the backup?
I think because it's I don't even know. I don't even know how to justify his answer. He's probably kicking himself. Well, Fitzmagic is out too. So, I mean, even if he was a backup, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe he wouldn't have been hurt, but...
So who you got in this one?
Raiders, for sure.
Yeah, I think the Raiders will win. They're pretty hot right now. Carr has been playing amazing, MVP type of quarterback play for the Raiders. So we'll see. But I wanted to pose a question for you.
Okay.
What if, and I don't think it'll happen because they have the Raiders, I think, then the Bucs, and then someone else after that.
Okay.
What if out of those games, Jacoby Brissett goes 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 4 of the next 4 games if Tua doesn't play 4 games?
Oh my gosh, come on.
Is this a controversy? Do you bring back Tua or do you keep riding with Brissett? What do you do?
Okay, hypothetically, if Brissett is killing it.
He doesn't have to kill it. They just win with him.
I mean, why would you put Tua in? You know you're going to lose.
So what does that mean?
You know you're going to lose with Tua. He can...
But you already... See how you already think? You already think they're going to lose with Tua. So do you move on from Tua at this point?
Yes, because Tua has consistently shown he cannot make a decision. You can't... he's reached his max potential. you can't do anything else with that.
Yeah,
because
I mean, that's kind of concerning to me. I said that to a Dolphins fan. I said, the thing that concerns me is his decision making.
yeah, he can't. You can't teach that. Even if you hound him and like watch the films and do all this stuff with the playbook, he cannot get it together.
Yeah, he's played a lot of football. He should be able to have some instincts of getting the ball out and doing that kind of stuff.
I say they're going to draft another quarterback.
Well, that's what I posed. I said, do you think you should draft another quarterback? And they're like, let's hope not. Hopefully he'll come back and play better.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The big game of the weekend for me, the Bucs versus the Rams. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game Sunday afternoon.
Wait, are we playing?
No, in LA. It is in LA.
Because the Bucs never seem to do well.
That's the
on
problem.
the West Coast.
Yeah.
They always seem to lose whenever they're in, like, over on that side.
Yeah, I think they have the Bucs as a 1-point favorite in this game.
How have the Rams been playing, though?
Lights out. They've looked really good. Remember, they have Matthew Stafford now.
Yes.
And he has looked really good with them. And they've got a really good defense. So I think this is going to be, like, a big matchup.
I will say, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think you can't ever, like, put it against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do it.
I think not having Antonio Brown will hurt some, but they've got to be able to run the ball.
Yeah, but they got Mike Evans.
Yeah,
they've got Fournette. They've got other receivers and running backs.
Godwin, Gronk, all these guys. So I think what's going to help the Bucs in this game is the Rams. They're down another running back. Henderson's out, and so their running game is not very good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're one-dimensional against the Bucs defense, that gives the Bucs a big advantage. So I think we win this, and obviously you'd have to cover. It's only 1-point game, so I think we win and cover. But it's going to be a tight game, I think.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to get your opinion on this, and I wanted to see who you think which quarterback will do better in this game, not just who will win.
Okay.
The Eagles with Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
And this is the Monday Night Football game.
Okay.
Versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
Oh, my gosh.
Your favorite quarterback. Your favorite quarterback.
I've just come
You're
to
such a
terms.
hater. I love it.
I really just, it's funny. Just side note. You know how I'm like really into like astrology and stuff. So I watch like a lot of Zodiac TikToks and reels and stuff. And they say Aquarius, women, especially me, are very much like, oh, I hate this. I hate that. I hate them. I hate this. We just hate everything.
You just described yourself.
There are people I do like, but I think the majority, the list is definitely a lot smaller, the people I do like.
Yeah, you can put it on a Post-it note.
Okay. Jalen has been killing it. I'm going to go with Jalen. I think he's going to come out strong.
Dak was really good in his first 2 games. Jalen was very good in his first game against the Falcons, but that's the Falcons. And then he looked pretty good, but his touchdown was called back in the next game. So his numbers weren't as great, but I still thought he looked good.
Jalen?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I think they're both going to kind of ball out. And I think whoever wins this game is going to have a real stranglehold on the NFC least to win it. So this is going to be the playoff game. This is an important game for both teams early on in the season.
I don't know.
And who do you like in the game?
I mean, the team, I got the Eagles.
Okay. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorite, but you got the Eagles. I want the Eagles to win.
It's trivia time, NFL edition. What was the original name of the Chicago Bears?
Ooh. Can I phone a friend?
No.
Because I know...
Josh knows this.
No, Josh would not know it.
Yeah? Oh, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Don't ever disrespect him like that.
P2W would know this, I think. Nick, he would know this. He's a big Bears guy.
So he's probably screaming at you.
I think so. Can I DM him real quick? And
no.
I want to say...
What's the point of doing the trivia?
Are there any multiple choice here?
No. You got to know this.
Does it have a color involved in the name? I think it does.
No.
No, it doesn't?
No.
Yeah, you're lying to me. I can tell by that
A color?
Yeah.
Like what?
You know, like the Browns or something like that.
No. There's no colors.
No colors.
That's all the hints I'm giving you.
Is it a mineral, animal, or person?
I don't know. I don't even know if I can pronounce this.
It's going to be like an Indian name, like the Lachahakis or something. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea. What is it?
Decatur? Staleys? Does that sound?
What did you say? Are you speaking English?
It's Decatur. Decatur? Staley, not Stanley.
Decatur?
Decatur? No. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe it is Decatur.
Decatur Staleys. That's the name of the town. Decatur.
I don't know. I'm not from Chicago. How am I supposed to know
Nick
this?
would have known. Oh, well,
Okay, Decatur Staleys
Okay.
is your answer.
Stanley's.
Stanley. Lane Stanley.
People must think we're crazy.
Okay, let's wrap it up with a would you rather.
Okay.
Who would you rather have as quarterback? Okay.
Okay.
Cam Newton or Tua? And they okay, I'm going to add to this, okay? It's the last play of the Super Bowl. Like, this is the money game. Okay, the money shot, okay? It's tied. There's like 3 seconds left, no timeouts. And you know, if you throw it, who's going to make it?
Oh, my God.
So whoever you choose, that's your team.
Yeah, I got you. One play left. I'm going with Cam just because he has more.
Yeah, you got one play.
Yeah,
so
one play.
So I'm
I have to
thinking,
go with Cam.
I'm thinking this is like a Hail Mary play.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, Tua doesn't have a very strong arm, so at least you know the ball will get there with Cam.
Okay, let me make it.
May not be on target.
You're like at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Cam all day. Not Tua. Tua can't throw the ball that far, I don't think.
What has he been doing?
No, he doesn't have that strong an arm.
I thought he could throw, no?
Nah, he's not. Nah. He's not known for a strong arm. That's the
He's
problem.
known for not making decisions.
That's the problem I have with him is that his whole game is based on timing and anticipation and all this sort of stuff. And if you don't know where to go with the ball, you can't be that type of quarterback. You have to have a super strong arm. Like Dan Marino, for instance, okay? He was before your time. He had an amazing arm.
I know Dan Marino.
He had an amazing arm, okay?
I know Dan Marino.
I know you know him. You know him from Ace Ventura. No, but Dan Marino had an amazing arm.
Laces out.
And there were other quarterbacks that would say about him, they would be like, this guy's making passes he should never even attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like, he didn't care if he was in his players were in double coverage or triple coverage or whatever. He didn't necessarily throw to the right read, but he knew he could make the throw because of his arm. So he was never that good at reading defenses per se, but his arm was so good, his talent was so good that he could get the ball there.
Who are you talking about?
Dan Marino.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But like a guy like Tua, his arm is not like that, so he can't do that. He's got to make the right read and the right anticipation. A lot like Brady in a way, you know? That's the reason Brady's so good.
Cool story, bro. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time. Bye, so much.
Thank you for listening to Sports Bliss with Rob and Kris. Available on Anchor.fm, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and everywhere else fine podcasts are found. Follow us on Instagram and leave voice comments at 407-494-6420. This has been a Sports Bliss with Rob and Kris production.